So whether you talk about rice, Moscow or Kano, prioritization always comes down to the ratio of impact to effort. How much impact do you get for each unit of effort per item? This should sound very similar to ROI or return on investment because they're basically the same concepts. But there's a very important step before this that most people don't talk or think about. Keep watching if you want to prioritize for impact rather than output. Hey, my name's Aakash. I have a decade of product experience. I'm a Harvard MBA grad and angel invest in startups. Subscribe for ways that you can level up your product management skills and career. Let's go. Prioritization is a core skill that every product manager needs to master. At first, you can use these frameworks to guide your decision making, but eventually you need to graduate to a better impact-based method and prioritizing your backlog. This includes looking at feedback, goals, company objectives, culture, strategy, etc. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's first look at the basic frameworks. Moscow. This stands for must, should, could, and won't. It essentially bucketizes all of your items on the backlog into 4 buckets, each being higher priority than the next one. This is great for giving engineers and the team a very high level prioritization of your features, but the obvious lacking point is that within each bucket, there is no way to know which one is higher priority. Hence, this is a good method to start with, but it's very crude and requires some level of detail to be added to it. The second one is rice. You probably heard of this or came across this when you were doing product interview prep. It essentially stands for reach multiplied by impact multiplied by confidence divided by effort. This is great because it makes you think about each of those aspects for each item on your backlog, but I find it lacking because it makes the process seem very scientific, which it definitely is not. And a third framework here is the Kano model. This model essentially looks at the customer delight that will be achieved as each feature is implemented and rolled out. Features can have linear, outsized or undersized impacts on customer delight as they are implemented, and the goal of the model is to put together features that are hygiene, performance, and customer delight features into each sprint. The problem is that predicting customer delight for each item on your backlog isn't always obvious. And so this model falls more on the gut-based feeling and prioritization end of the spectrum. Okay, so what do I recommend? You need to start by figuring out what the goals of your prioritization and goals of each sprint are. Is the objective to attract more customers to sign up for your product? Is it to reduce churn? Is it to increase customer satisfaction and delight? Each of those goals have very different ways of prioritizing and assessing the impact for each feature on your roadmap. This is the first step that most people forget or miss out on that you should start with before you get into any frameworks. After the objectives and goals are clear and aligned on, assign t-shirt sizes to the impact and effort for each item on your backlog. This will give you a high-level prioritization and ordering of the features. Finally, use your intuition and gut feeling to make tweaks and adjustments to the list. The final deliverable should be a stack-ranked order of features that should be implemented from highest priority to lowest priority. You can now use this to have a discussion with your tech team and design team to figure out what should be prioritized in each sprint and where to draw the line for scoping out the next sprint. If you liked this video, you should check out this playlist that goes through some of the essential skills that every PM should know and how to master them.